Hello everyone, welcome to the Gemini new moon in Gemini astrology report. It is the Gemini new moon astrology report. I just thought I would show you the Gemini t-shirt design to start with, and then I won't be disrupting the reading. So if you want to find this and other astrology sign t-shirts, you can check the link below, and let's get into the reading. Okay, so this is that new moon in Gemini coming up on June 13th, 3:43 p.m. Eastern, but times will vary. Check your local listings. Hold on a sec, I gotta clean my glasses. Yeah, it's happening down here in Gemini at 22 degrees. What I noticed is it's hitting a lot of, it's not in my aspectarian. I was like, man, there's no aspects to talk about, because I just wanted to do a quick look at that before I started. This needs to be tilted a little, so I'm going to tilt the camera too. There, that should be good. There we go. But what I happened to just notice when I opened this chart up, my glasses are still kind of smudgy, is that there is a grand trine in fire at these same degrees. Let me find my little doodad here. Let's get the doodad rocking. Rocking the doodad. But anyway, so that these 20, it's at 22 degrees, 2244. That's cool too, 2244. You know, when I open this too, I do it like this. It says NM, you know, 6A is the first one. This is how I just have a file full of these, you know. I run them all at one time because I don't normally use the flat wheel. So I set it to the flat wheel and run them for the year, and then I put it back to my old settings. But this is NM, meaning new moon. When I opened this, I thought it said 1111 too, when it was small. And then there's this 2244 in there. So kind of cool. If anybody's into that, I kind of am, you know. But anyway, but it's not making any aspects according to the aspectarian, but that's because the asteroids aren't listed. And there is a grand trine in fire with Juno, Vesta, and Ceres. So there's this major goddess energy that's, I want to use the word invoking for some reason, but you know, coinciding with this at this time, this grand trine in fire. Wanting to do something, fiery, feminine energy. Juno, of course, is the queen of the gods and goddesses. She's the queen goddess, beauty, love, not far off from the Venus energy, which we got to talk about too. Vesta is the home, the hearth, family, the fire. She's a fire, the home of the hearth, which is fire. And Ceres is the goddess of the grain. So they're all working together in harmony, in fire energy, to bring about love and beauty, home and family, feeding and nurturing is all a part of us at this time. So that's really cool. Gemini in itself, let's look at some of those keywords. I'll go back to that for a second. I'm not still trying to sell t-shirts. Chill out if that bugs you. You know? But here's some words: versatile, clever, curious, intellectual, smart, communicative, sociable, alert, talkative. These are all the vibes of the Gemini energy. So this is what, you know, would prevail, or what is being put forth by this new moon. It is a great time to do all that sort of thing. Talk, send emails, send texts, make inquiries, plan trips, short distance travel, things with your car, you know, look for a new car, buy a new car, do a short trip, do something in your neighborhood. Talking, planning, thinking, growing, I'm hearing. These are always good things to do at this time of this new moon in Gemini. Other things that are going on is, and this is, I am offering that solstice reading, by the way, for till the end of this month of June. But this is another thing that is going on. I want to just tell you about the solstice reading, things that I do address, because the solstice point will be hitting the Chiron in Aries and the Uranus in Taurus, so that'll be discussed as it relates to your chart. And the other thing that it's starting to close in now, but it will be much closer at the solstice time, which is about a week away from this new moon, is that Venus is conjuncting the North Node, about to, and Mars is conjuncting the South Node. And I just heard something on the weather today, that Mars is, you'll be able to see it in the night sky, and I'm recording this on June 3rd, I think. I forgot to flip my calendar on the wall there. It still says May. I'll have to remember to do that. I believe it's like June 3rd when I'm recording this. So Mars is visible. It's the closest it's been to the Earth since 2003, he said. But Mars is conjunct the South Node and Venus is conjunct the North Node. About to be. It's actually not there, but it's solstice, it'll be there. Let's look at Venus first. Let's start there. So Venus is at 29 Cancer. So that is, you know, big time mothering, nurturing. It brings us back to that. You know, even though this is Gemini, late degree Gemini, this is this Cancerian energy in the form of that goddess thing, you know, with the grand trine, as well as the Venus at 29 Cancer. You know, this is Venus, how we love, how we nurture, how we care, you know, these types of things. This is all 29 at its pinnacle, at its peak. These are critical degrees, meaning it's at its peak. And there's Mercury's already gone in palaces in there. You know, we've got this Cancerian energy is already coming forth. But Venus on the North Node, when that aligns, it'll be in Leo, and it's near the solstice. Venus on the North Node, Mars on the South Node. North Node, of course, is where we're going, where our destiny, our path, where we're heading, our ultimate highest goal, our highest good, our life plan. I addressed that too in those past life readings, the soul's journey readings, if you're interested, which is another chart read I do. And the South Node is where we've been, our past lives, what we're releasing, what we're moving away from. Mars on there. Venus and Mars, of course, we know are the love planets. You know, that's a thing. So, but Venus is also, besides love, it's not just romantic love. It's all sorts of love. What we love, what we enjoy, what we find beautiful, what brings us pleasure. And it's aligning with the North Node. So it's saying that for everyone, we need to start aligning what brings us joy, pleasure, happiness, what we find beautiful, enjoyable. We need to start aligning our lives with that, towards it, like following your bliss, especially in the sign of Leo. What do we have fun with? You know, that's been the whole message of the Leo node transit, you know, nodes transit through Leo. What do we enjoy? What do we have fun with? What brings us joy, pleasure? What makes us laugh? These are all Leo vibrational energies. And Mars on the South Node is passion. You know, for everybody with this Venus-Mars alignment with these nodes, past life people will be showing up. Whenever there's a big transit to the node, particularly conjuncting the South Node, there's always going to bring in some past life stuff. I mean, and if you don't believe in reincarnation, you could say, you know, somebody from your past, your childhood, or that kind of past. But really, it's past life. And with Mars, it's passion. It's something that you're very passionate about. And I'm hearing that song, it's a bitter line between love and hate. And a thin line between love and hate, a bitter line between love and hate by the Pretenders. And that's Mars energy. That's that's the nature of passion in general, probably you could say. You know, you love passionately, you hate passionately. Passion is something that Mars, that lights our fire. You know, that lights our fire, that gets us going. So, something that's lit your fire or got you going could totally show up here, right? For many people, and if you order the solstice reading, we'll look at it in your chart and see where it's falling. Lots of people, I think, it's a good time you got to release this anger. This is what a lot of this is about. Especially transiting through the sign of Aquarius, because Aquarius rises above that. The Aquarian energy, Uranian energy. Of course, if you're not familiar, that's why I say that. Each planet and house has its own sign and corresponding planet, and it's for the most part, kind of the overall similar energy. But so Mars, you know, in Aquarius is, because Mars is such a fiery, earthy, earth plane, passion, anger, all the Martian energy is such a earth plane 3D vibration, right? And then it's like, what happens when you take something and you take it out into space? It burns up, it dissolves, right? It dissolves. It no longer has substance. It no longer is matter. It no longer matters. There you go, right there, right? It's no longer of matter, meaning you know, 3D solid thing. It doesn't have, it's not of matter, and it doesn't matter. And in most cases, you know, it doesn't matter. I'm going to write that down. Maybe that'll be a t-shirt, huh? If I can, if anybody would understand it. It's no longer of matter. I like that. It's no longer of matter. Let's see what I can, if anybody follow that, I might have to add a graphic to it and some further explanation. I hope you guys are understanding it right here. Yeah, but yeah. So Mars is all, yeah, I'm going to fight you, I'm going to rah, rah, rah. And then Aquarius energy is just like, you know, it like it's this ball of fire, and it can't make it through. It can't make it through there. It can't make it through there in its same form. But energy can either be created or destroyed. So burning it up, maybe to use it in a different way or something. Yeah, but this is a kind of a big deal, and I think it's you know, we all have to let go of this anger. You know, we all have to let go of this anger and let it go. Passion, something or someone that you were passionate about from the past could show up again. Whether show up, hey, I'm here, hello, hi everybody, I'm back. Or just show up in your consciousness. It could just show up in your mind, because air is mental, you know. It could just show up in your mind, or show up, you could see something that, oh God, that just totally reminded me of that. Oh, and I'm all pissed off again, and I'm all, or are you pissed off, or are you fired up? You know, it's another thing. But it's going to be really interesting, and I think it's pretty powerful. So love and passion are ignited by these nodal connections that are occurring, and how it's going to manifest in, you know, our lives is interesting to think about and witness and see. Yeah, they've got Mercury squaring Uranus. Well, yeah, it's going to be exact as it goes into Leo. It's going to square Uranus. So, I mean, Venus. So that's, you know, things unexpected. It's always unexpected with Uranus. So people could show up out of nowhere. These feelings and stuff could come up out of nowhere too. It could just overwhelm you suddenly. You could be overwhelmed with something, or God, I haven't thought about that in years. Where'd that come from? You know, it could be something like that. It is doing something over here with Miss Lilith, another feminine icon. You know, this female energy is getting, you know, it's like it's click, click, click. I always see it, not always, but you know, I compare this many times to like those combination locks, like you had on your locker. Well, and I guess they have them on safes now too. But those circular combination locks, very often the astrology wheel reminds me of that. And as things are, you know, you're rolling in a tumbler and it locks into place, you know, and so these things are kind of clicking into place. We're going to usher in the sun moving into Cancer over here in a week or so, or the solstice. Yeah. So what else is happening? Jupiter's, this is a long-term trine. This is nice that this is happening. And we've got Mercury. Well, Mercury will be filling in, but we've got Pallas, another goddess energy. See, the goddess energy and the feminine goddesses of the asteroids and Lilith are really kind of stepping forward, aren't they? You know, so she's coming in to solidify, or, you know, when you have the three-way, that's the Holy Trinity in a way. You know, it's a grand trine. Okay, I know that's astrological terminology that it is called a grand trine. And we'll have the Jupiter in Scorpio, Neptune in its own sign of Pisces, and then the filling in that third. Again, it's like click, 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 clicking things into place. That third leg, like the pyramid, or, you know, there's so many holy trinities, the Father, Son, the Holy Ghost, you know, body, mind, and spirit, you know, Maiden, Mother, Crone, you know, there's so many Holy Trinity things throughout all belief systems, more or less, you know. So Pallas is in there too. Pallas is so inventive and idea-oriented and, you know, a doer and thinker. So this is dreamy. This is dreamy, and, you know, Neptune's in its own sign of Pisces, and it's dreamy and fluid and consciousness and water. And Jupiter's in Scorpio, and it's like sending vibes over there, just like really, you know, feeding that Neptune energy over here and enhancing it. And it's like this will be a way to express, especially as Mercury moves up there too. Mercury will be moving up there. You know, this is like a way to express, a way to bring it out of the shadow and into the light, you know, into the Cancer, you know, new ways, new recipe ideas. It could be as simple as that, you know, because Cancer is one of the fruity signs. Cancers and Tauruses. New recipes, new ways of healing, new ways of dealing, if you have kids, with parenting or nurturing of your relationship, of whatever. It doesn't have to be your kid. New ways of showing love. Things doing around your house. You know, making your house a more vibratory, you know, things in your house with vibrations and stuff like that. You know, changing the vibe in your house to suit more of your subconscious realm. It's a way of bringing things from the subconscious realm into, again, the 3D reality, but maybe not even into the 3D reality as much as these mercurial and mental signs into expressing your feelings. Maybe something's really been, you know, there, and you just can't really get the right word, pull those words, find those right words to express it. This could bring that about, definitely. Okay, what else is going on? Mercury opposed Saturn. Oh yeah, that's right in there. Well, that can be difficult. That's exactly the opposite of what I was saying. You know, it's like Mercury opposed Saturn can be exactly what, you know, difficult to express yourself. Holding back, putting restrictions on, you know, limiting, those kinds of things. So I think that's going to be nice as Mercury's here now, and it's like, well, this is limiting, I'm having issues. A few more ticks over, it comes into this realm, and, you know, there it all is. It comes right out. Okay. So, what else? There were some things I noticed when I did this chart that were not in the aspectarian. I was curious as to why it wasn't. Of course, now I'm not going to spot it. Well, maybe I'm not supposed to speak on it then. Yeah, you know, the Gemini, one of the things about, you know, the Gemini new moon is always a good time to write your intentions out. If you're doing like moon magic for manifestation, you know, the new moon you want to manifest, it's for bringing in, manifesting. The full moon is culmination, and then the waning, the expelling and releasing. So new moon in Gemini, write things down, you know, write them down. I had another, darn, I hate that. There's something, it's like, you know, it's on the tip of my tongue, it's right there, and then I can't grab it. It went away. Sorry about that. Yeah, so write things down. Speak them out. Speak them. You know, so a lot of times we write in our journals. I do. You know, I write, and I have notebooks everywhere. I'm always writing stuff down. Or, you know, most younger people don't even mess with notebooks. They just, it's all digital. And I do a lot of digital stuff too. But I think that it's more powerful to write things down. I think that there's some kind of energy flow or power in that, you know. But you can do what you want. But after that, speaking it out loud, you know, that's powerful too. Speak it out loud. You know, maybe you want to light a candle or do some sort of whatever, ritual or whatever you feel comfortable with. But speaking it out, words, speaking it out has power too, because tones have resonance. Our voices have resonance. By writing it, it's putting it in a 3D reality, it's bringing it in, but also by speaking it, you know, there's a vibratory rate, you know, to audio. When you're working with audio files, you see them. I did a couple t-shirts like that. I actually did the audio file. I said the word, and then I stylized it a little bit. I have a namaste and I think love, if you want to check that out on my, but it's a depiction of my actual voice. I recorded it and I did it. So you can see by the waveforms that it has, you know, it has resonance. Okay. It's no longer of matter. I like that. I just looked over and saw my little notes there. Well, I don't know. I think that might about cover it. Again, if you're interested in that solstice reading, it's pretty cool. People are really liking it. It's your chart, then the solstice chart on the outside. So we'll discuss how these aspects are affecting you specifically. No, it's astrology, but it's a psychic reading. I get a lot of psychic stuff usually when I'm doing them too. It's not just you know, from by the book, by any means. And I do go into the Chiron. Oh, this was something I wanted to bring up. This came to me while doing these solstice readings about Chiron. So Chiron's done this long sojourn in Pisces, right? I need to get a drink of water, excuse me. So the time it was in Pisces, because Chiron is kind of the martyr energy anyway. It's these wounds where we keep wounding ourselves over and over and over again. And in Pisces, you know, that energy can be wallowing martyrdom too. So it's just like, it could be like depression, hurt, wounds, martyr, you know, this cycle of deeper and deeper and deeper. And it could be good. That kind of stuff can be as benefit in finding those deep wounds that are still hurting you, and you know, all those sorts of things. But you can tend to wallow when it's in the Pisces energy. Now that Chiron has moved into Aries, I feel like there will be a shift into, okay, so I know that these are my wounds, I know that this is what happened, I know that this is, you know, where I've been, and all, you know. Aries, what is Aries? Action oriented. So now that Chiron is in Aries, it's going to be more like, well, what am I going to do about it? It's action time. It's time to stop wallowing and make a plan, do something about it, take some action. I mean, it's just do something, anything. It's not necessarily because in Aries energy, it's usually not well thought out. You know, not always. It's just like, well, give it a try. I mean, doing something to amend things, to resolve things, to heal things, is doing something, you know, as opposed to just wallowing. So I think that's going to be part of, this is what I've uncovered so far through doing these solstice readings about the vibe of the Chiron and Aries. And again, if you want to order one, we can look at just how it may go in your chart. Let me pull up my website real quick. This is my website. There should be links to that. The readings. This is a tablet, I think, on a phone. It's a side menu. But, you know, there's the books and decks and whatnot. And then art is where you will find the links to all the t-shirts. And there's some direct links. I'm going to have to change that. These have to go. But just come down here, because this would be how you get to those astrology ones, and this is how you get to like the general one. I have other smaller brands set up, but I don't know, maybe I'll put a link to those someday. And then the readings is here. If you want to get a reading, if you want to donate too, that's always appreciated. The solstice reading is the very top one, and it'll be available for a limited time. Till the end of June, roughly, probably. Maybe a little bit into July, but probably just till the end of June. Okay, everybody. So here is that new moon in Gemini. It feels so much more of the feminine Cancerian energy, and I feel like it's really... It is a new moon in Gemini, though. Good time to write things down, speak them out. All the stuff that we talked about in the very beginning of it. But with these grand trine, and with the goddess energy, and the grand trine in water, and the Cancerian energy, we're really moving towards that vibe. So it's nurture yourself, love yourself, and others as well. This is Vickie Burley, the Rock and Roll Prophetess. Thank you all for liking, sharing, commenting, donating. It makes a big difference for me to continue to do the free readings. Please do check out all my stuff from my website. Remember that you are love and beauty incarnate. Have a great new moon in Gemini, and I'll speak to you soon.